Welcome to Daily Action Picks. This is Austin Wang, and here are my two best bets for tonight's NBA slate. The first matchup I'll be breaking down is the Boston Celtics visiting the Philadelphia 76ers. So if you read my totals report earlier in the week, from a macro level you'll know that after a few consecutive weeks of overs hitting at a high rate, totals went 29 and 26 to the under last week. The market has adjusted their totals up, but the scoring looked to peak a couple weeks ago, and we're seeing slightly more unders at the moment. So this game is sitting at 210.5 at the moment, and I love the under in this matchup. It's a matchup between two divisional teams. Both of these teams play at an extremely slow pace. Boston plays at the 23rd slowest pace in the NBA, and Philly plays at the 28th slowest pace. In addition, Boston's dead last in pace in their previous 8 games. Also on top of that, both of these teams have two of the best defenses in the NBA. They're tied for number 3 in defensive rating in their last 5 games. So to break down Philly's side of the ball, Danny Green will be out. So you'll be seeing a heavier dose of Matisse Thybulle, one of the fiercest defenders in the league, to guard Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. But also he doesn't provide much scoring on the offensive end. We've seen rotations of Joel Embiid and Andre Drummond lately in the rotation together, so those two prodding big men alone get me excited for a low-scoring game. Shake Milton is out, and Tyrese Maxey still a little bit rusty from recently returning from health and safety protocols, and on top of that, Philly is 13-4 to the under at home, so that's a 76.5% hit rate. On the other side of the ball, the Celtics are coming off a high-scoring game where they scored a lot of three-pointers. They hit 18 threes. They shot 47% from behind the arc during their win against the Pacers. So now they're going against a top defense that defends against the three really well. So I expect that to regress. Al Horford and Robert Williams, that's another front court duo of traditional big men that gets me excited for a low-scoring game. Marcus Smart is listed as questionable. Surprisingly, the on-off numbers show that the offensive rating and pace take a huge dip with him off the court. His backup, Peyton Pritchard, has really struggled this season in his sophomore campaign. So both these teams are still in the playoff hunt. Philly's number 5, but Boston's hanging on. They're number 10, and they would be eligible to be in the play-in tournament. So now that they're healthy, they'll really need to step it up so they can climb up those ranks. These teams' matchups have gone under in 3 straight games. So give me the under in tonight's matchup at 210.5, and I would play it down to 209. The second matchup I'll be breaking down today is the Golden State Warriors visiting the Chicago Bulls. The Warriors are on the second night of a back-to-back and are playing their 3rd game in 4 nights on the road. So brutal travel schedule for them, and they'll be battling a lot of fatigue. And on top of that, they're battling some injuries as well. Draymond Green remains doubtful with a calf injury. Klay Thompson's taking a rest day. This is another back-to-back, so I would be wary of Otto Porter Jr. or Andre Iguodala resting, as they've had a tendency to do so and take rest days throughout the season. Another story to keep your eye on is the status of the Mitten, Gary Payton II. He suffered a back injury in the first quarter against the Milwaukee Bucks and did not return, so even if he does play, he could be limited. This really seems like a spot where the Warriors punt the game to get their guys rested and healthy. After all, the Warriors are playing the long game here and not as concerned with the grind of every single regular season game. I'm siding with the Bulls as they have a rest and fatigue advantage against the Warriors. The Bulls also have a great track record at home. They're 13-5 against the spread at home and should look to bounce back after their embarrassing loss against the Nets. They've really benefited from Kobe White's recent return. He's providing some valuable minutes off the bench, and he's been a great 6th man. He's scored in double digits in 9 consecutive games, with the 5 most recent coming off the bench. So with the thin Warriors roster, I expect White to really take advantage and succeed against their second unit. On top of that, they've got DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine playing at a high level. So with all things considered, I think the spread should be higher in favor of the Bulls. So I think you're getting some nice value at Bulls -4. So that is my second pick for Friday night. Thank you for watching, and if you are following my picks, please click the like button and subscribe to the Action Network YouTube channel for more daily picks. Thank you.